Hi everybody, it's Miss Melanie. This is week number 5 of distance learning. I hope that everyone's doing well. I hope that you are learning and growing and your brains are getting bigger and bigger. And I hope that you're enjoying the nice weather outside. I miss you guys so much. Okay, we're gonna hop into this this week. This is our learning target. We just have one this week. It is, I can add 2-digit and 1-digit numbers with and without regrouping. Regrouping. We haven't really talked about that word at all, but I'm going to show you what regrouping looks like. And for you parents, the way I learned it in school, don't know about most of you, but it was carrying the numbers over. That's sort of what, this is the beginning of carrying, so, and it's called regrouping. So let's get into it. The week is going to start out with adding without regrouping, and we've kind of been doing that already, but we've mostly been adding with tens, and now this week it's just going to be adding any 2-digit number and any 1-digit number together. Next week we'll do two 2-digit numbers. So the week's going to start out something like this. I'll show you my story problem. Okay, it says Blake has 23 seashells. He finds 4 more seashells. How many seashells? I can't say that. How many seashells does he have now? So this is wanting us to add like this. 23. He starts out with 23 and he finds 4 more. How many does he have now? Okay. How many does Blake have now? So I'm going to go over several different ways that you can add 2-digit numbers. One thing that I started teaching in my class, I'm not sure about Miss Cindy, was once you get into adding multiple digit numbers, sometimes it's easier to learn to line them up. So these are our tens, these are our ones, and we're adding 23. We have 2 tens and 3 ones and 4, and we don't have any tens in with that 4. That's just 1, so we're going to put the 4 underneath the 3 and we're going to add that together. And when we add like this, we always start by adding our ones first. So 3 plus 4, what's 3 plus 4 again? I know that some of you are shouting it at me. You can use your fingers, you can draw pictures, whatever you need to, but most of you already know that 3 plus 4 is 7. Then we have a 2, and we don't have anything here, so we can pretend that that's a 0. That's just a 0. So 2 plus 0 is 2. So our answer is 27. So Blake has 27 seashells. Oh, I'm even spelling it wrong. I can't say it or spell it. 27 seashells. Okay, so that's one way you can add a 2-digit and 1-digit number together. Remember, when you add, you definitely don't have to do it this way. I want you using the skill that works best for your brain. Use your hundreds chart. You're just going to hop this many numbers from, you'd start at 23 and you'd hop 4 spaces. You can do the same thing with a number line. You can draw pictures. You can use your fingers. You can add in your head. A lot of you have gotten really good at adding in your head. Whatever way works best for you, that's the way we want you adding. Okay? Okay. Let's look at our next problem. Okay, this one says 21 children are on a bus. 5 more children get on the bus. How many children are on the bus? So where would we start with this one? We would start with 21. It's asking us. There were 21 kids and 5 more got on the bus. So how many children are on the bus? How many children? So whatever strategy works best for you. I'm gonna again do my tens and ones. So I have my tens, I have my ones. In 21, I have 2 tens and 1 1. And in 5, there are no tens. So I'm gonna put the 5 in the ones column and I'm gonna add those together. Remember, we start on our ones. 1 plus 5 is 6. 2 plus 0 is 2. So there are 26 children on the bus. Use whatever strategy works best for you. You guys have gotten really good at adding, so use what works best for you. Okay, so that's going to be what the adding without regrouping is going to be looking like. And then we're going to get into regrouping. And we don't really teach regrouping like it used to be taught with just carrying, although that is a strategy that I think kids need to know. But it looks more like this. Let me get my next. Okay. Lou has 18 blue buttons and 7 red buttons. How many buttons does he have in all? Okay, so for this one, we're going to use a 10 frame. And in the email that we sent, you were sent 10 frames that you can print at home if you have access to a printer. These could be helpful for some kids that prefer 10 frames. It's a little bit hard to see my 10 frames. But remember, guys, a 10 frame, how many spots are there in a 10 frame? What's it called? It's called a 10 frame. So that means there are 10 spots in our 10 frame, right? So we're going to fill it in with, he starts with 18 blue buttons. Well, I have 2 10 frames here, so let's count as we fill it in. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I filled in 1. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's my 18 that Lou started with. Then he adds 7 red buttons. Well, I'm going to put the red buttons over here because they are being added in. He didn't start with those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 red buttons. Okay, so right now we have 1 10 and 8 ones, which is the same as 1 10 and 8 ones is 18. And over here we have 7 ones. Well, I'm going to regroup some of my red buttons in with my blue buttons so we can figure out how many total that we have. So we have 2 open spots right here. So I'm going to take 2 of the red buttons and I'm going to put them over here to fill up the 2 open spots in my 10 frame. I just regrouped those 2 ones. Now they're no longer over here. They're no longer over here. We no longer have 7 ones over here. We no longer have 2 10s. I mean, we no longer have 1 10, sorry. We have, how many 10s do we have? We have 2 full 10s. We have 2 10s. Which means we have 20 right here. And we have how many ones left over? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 left over. So we have 2 10s and 5 ones, and that is the same as 25. That is one strategy for regrouping. And that's a good one. A good strategy is using your 10 frames. So if that works best for your brain, that's the way I want you to do it after this chapter's over. But you're going to be learning lots of different strategies. I'm going to take away this one. We don't need this one anymore either. Okay, next problem. We're going to do 67 plus 5. we need to figure out how many is 67 plus 5. I'm going to do this with tens and ones. So I'm going to draw my tens. I have 6 tens in 67. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I have 7 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and I have 5 ones that I'm adding to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need to try to figure out what is 67 plus 5. What is 67 plus 5? Let's check it out. I have no 10s in my 5s, right? Just 5 ones. Okay, so once again, I'm going to regroup. I'm going to take from the 5 ones, regroup it over to make a 10, and then we'll see what we have left over in our ones. So let's see, I have 7 ones, which means I need 7, 8, 9, 10, 3 more ones to make another 10. So I'm going to take these 3 ones over here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I've made what? What is this? If I group this together, it's going to be a brand new 10. So I'm going to write that down here. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 10. So 7 10s, and I have, how many do I have left over? I only have 2 ones left over. So I have 7 10s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I have 2 ones. So 67 plus 5 equals 72. Oh my gosh, you've already learned 2 strategies on how to regroup. Awesome. Let's try a different strategy. Remember, if you're confused or need to check it out again, always come back to this YouTube or ask me or Miss Cindy for some additional help. We're always happy to help. Okay, what if I wanted to do 48 plus 5? 48 plus 5. Well, this time I'm going to use I'm going to break it down into smaller numbers to help me add more easily. So 48, I can break 48 down into 40 because it's so much easier to add with that 0. And 8. 40 plus 8 equals 48. And 5, I know that I need how many more? If I have 8, I need how many more to get to 10? 8, 9, 10. So I need 2 more. So I'm going to break this down into 2. And what do we need to add to 2 to get a 5? 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to add a 3. So I'm breaking this down into 40 and 8 and this down into 2 and 3 to make it easier to regroup into 10. Okay, so then I'll bring it down. I have 40. I'm going to combine these 2 together to make a 10. 40 plus 10. And then I can't forget my 3 over here. 40 plus 10 plus 3. Okay, so now if I add my 40 and my 10 together, we've been doing this for the last couple weeks. 40 plus 10 more would be 50, right? You can count by tens. 4, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 if I just add another 10. So this combined together would be 50 plus, can't forget our 3 more. And 50 plus 3, 50, 51, 52, 53. You can use whatever strategy you need to get there, but 50 plus 3 is 53. Yay! So that's 3 strategies that you're learning how to regroup. If you want to look at carrying, I mean, this is not something that we have to look at right now, but remember, this is our 10s, this is our 1s, and this is the reason why we can't just add 10s and 1s together, or big numbers like this that need to be regrouped together. Because watch, I do 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, wait, I can't have a 13 there. This has to be a 1-digit number because it's my 1s. So what would I do? Well, actually, I would take this 1, I would just put the 3 here, and I would take this 1 and I would put it up here, because now I'm going to add it to my 10 because I have a 10. So 4 plus 1 is 5, so 53. 53 and 53, we get the same answer either way. It's just a different strategy. Okay? So that's what we're learning this week. Regrouping can be kind of tricky, so don't get down on yourself if you're having a hard time with it. But please know that Miss Cindy and I and Miss Becca and Miss Deb are here to help and support you guys in whatever way you need to be supported in. Because it can be it's the hardest skill that we learn in math in first grade. And we just want to make sure this is a really important skill because it's going to carry on with the first graders through the rest of their math career. So we really need to get regrouping down. The required math pages for this week are 640 and 642, 647 through 648, 653 to 654, and 657 to 660. Any of the other math pages, feel free to do them, but they are not required. But if you want some extra work or some extra practice, then go ahead and do that. Please, please, please do not forget 45 minutes of iReady reading, 45 minutes of iReady math. It's really, really the most important thing that your student could be doing right now. It really supports their all around the most important things that they need to be working on as a first grader. I think that's it for this week. Please remember, if you need us, we are here. We miss you guys so much, so much. I hope that as many of you as possible can join me when I read to you Charlotte's Web on Friday at 11, because I love seeing your cute faces, and I know that those that have been coming have really been enjoying the story. So I miss you. I love you. I wish that I could see you, but hopefully we'll be able to see each other again soon. Okay? Have a great week. Bye.